Hello, this is Lois back with and we're in the middle of day 2. So continue our adventure here. Let's see. We did open this door and we went inside. We're just exploring a bit now. Oh yeah, we can try, I think. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on the top of each. Oh yes, I forgot my superpower button. What was it? It's not shift. Highlight, zoom in, zoom out. Oh, it's just right click. Okay. This box is filled with cleaning chemicals. Smells of detergent, laundry detergent. Wow, I messed up that word. Those words, I mean. An old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and old slippers. Start with this door. Yes. Oh. Oh no, go in. Room. Moss crawls on those bathroom tiles. Actual moss. Gross. The shower curtains are covered in some sort of... Ooh. We get some alcohol. Very nice. Items. Tools? Correct. Where did our... Where did our... Oh. Glitch? Maybe, Kuno would be interested. Go to this door.
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity. It's addressed to Mr. Uno Doroita. Your heartbeat quickens, palms go sweaty. The siren of amphetamine is singing you her song.
Oh, your heartbeat quickens. Looks like we found where Kuno's dad lives. Oh.
And the place comes with 3 months' worth of utility bills.
Did we knock? Probably not a good idea. Interfacing. If we have the tool. It's probably a good idea to knock.
A shabby door had no response. The apartment numbers have fallen off the door, leaving the panel with a sticky 1 shaped shadow and a marker drawn 2. Nothing happens. It must be an ambush. Let's get your adrenaline pumping, just in case. You'll need to equip the chain cutters to enter. Snip right through the metal.
Okay. Let's go in. Look at my flashlight.
A shabby door hangs oddly
Very
on its
high.
hinges. Snip.
Oh yeah.
The cutter goes through them like dead leaves. The links fall to the ground on the other side of the door. Don't let the quiet fool you. The beast is in there somewhere, ready to rip you to shreds with a broken bottle.
Oh, this is
I
scary.
know there's no stopping you, but let's at least make this quick.
The lieutenant looks worried though. Well, we're going in. Scary. Kuno de Reuter is the name on unfinished homework. Or Kuno. Glossy erotica covers the wall, wrinkled from moisture. Oh, dang, you can hear him snoring.
A phone book lies open on the table, covering a stack of utility bills. Right next to it, in plain sight, sits a small bottle of amphetamine, conveniently equipped with a straw.
Lieutenant, I've located psychoactive substances on this table.
Good. Confiscate it.
The minuscule amount of amphetamine doesn't interest the lieutenant in the slightest. He listens instead to something in the other room.
Dang, it's the...
You pocket the bottle as if, don't wait, celebrate. Blast that shit right here. Take inventory of it once this boring table shit is done. Blast it before you face the beast, Deruita. You're going to need the encouragement.
Dang. Smoke around the balcony. Ask for a run for his apartment. Let Everett know you unlock the door. We did that. Take down Kuno's dad. Report back to Kuno. You could take down his dad. That's kind of scary. I almost want to try just to see what happens, but that's actually a terrible idea. Hello? Oh, we can take his pants. Oh. Air stinks with something sour.
A bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A stained parka, some towels and a duvet. Some socks even. In the dark, it looks like a nest.
Oh my gosh, this is so scary. Hold up, Lieutenant. Look at the pile of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly reach out your hand. I don't want to. I'm scared. I'm gonna leave him alone. Maybe I should beat him up though. Is that what I should do? Probably a bad idea. Composure is pretty nice. I could use that. Okay, let's explore some more. Oh, let's close the door. At least. Okay, goodbye. I got the speed, though. Ooh, flip-up glasses. Let me take a look at these. Logic Authority. These flip-up glasses were fashionably old, but have since lost their popularity. Their thin gold alloy wireframes are a reminder of drug-addled bohemian artists. These days, the glasses are only favored by organized crime accountants who desire to look cool. Filthy boho, probably a narcomaniac. Whoa. Bit dry. Visual calculus or logic? Useful. And what else? What else? Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall. The cabinet I can access? No. I can get some shoes. Can I take these shoes? Oh, just money in the shoe.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
Examine the padlock.
It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it.
Time for a little snip-snip, Frank on comment.
The lieutenant is concentrated on the hallway, scanning both ways for any approaches.
Wow, we're just the chain cutter master, huh?
No reply.
Oh, that thumping was kind of spooky. We don't need to do that just yet. I don't think it's exactly necessary yet. Maybe we can find someone to talk to. Oh, postcard. I definitely want to look at this. Postcard. Postcard Boogie Street 46. This crumpled up postcard depicts an open-air market in Boogie Street 5 years ago. A vendor smiles as dead roosters line his stalls, hung by their feet from canopy. Red blood flows onto the muddy street. Blurry shadows of people pass. Very cool. I wonder if the postcards are just for selling. I don't know if we need them for anything. Door 9 is... Oh, there's a... I think the guy on the balcony mentioned... If I remember correctly. Apartment 18, their mailbox is overflowing. Hello. Talk to you.
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty breathing.
The cold never does
Oh my
any
gosh.
good for my bronchitis.
She sneezed into a dirty hanker. Let me turn off this flashlight so I'm not... This...
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
Are you alright? Should I call a doctor?
I'm fine. Fine. Don't you worry about me.
She starts coughing, red spots appearing on her.
Now, what do you want from me, policeman?
Who are you?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
Do you live here?
If you could call it living.
She spits on the floor before
I've
wiping it
a
off
little
with a
room
broom.
upstairs, right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no.
She just
I
had
have
her
my
chin.
bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
Just had her chin, eyes shine.
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard on the coal room door outside. Splashes of waves make the balcony slippery.
I'm looking for Martin Martinet.
Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry.
Smiles a gap-toothed smile when she hears you mention them. What do you mean? I wasn't
Clean
joking.
brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martin Martinez is a name for anyone who comes from Martinez, like Jim Jamrock or Raoul Ravachol.
Oops.
Yep.
You really didn't get the joke there.
I did, though, but...
I thought it was obvious.
Well-
Anyway, officer, we don't have the
I'm a
witness's name.
Dumbo. He stops, before he offends you. How about a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, a smoker on the balcony? Do you know where he lives?
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right?
He looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No trouble. I just want to talk to him. You know where he lives?
Talk?
The cleaning lady starts laughing, but it turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her breath.
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those
28,
doors
okay.
there. He's
One's
usually
east.
home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go
Turns to
check
you.
out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Okay, I have a few questions about these apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
Is one of the residents on a vacation? Their mailbox is overfull.
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
Who lives behind the padlocked door?
Oh, that one is a scientist, a future scholar.
Suddenly, the old lady's face is beaming.
I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
Astrology.
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
Are you sure you don't mean astronomy?
That's what I said. Astrology.
The lieutenant shakes his head as though to say, let it go. Come on, people. Try to keep up any standards here. It's not about stars. It's... forget it.
Tell me about the man who lives at the end of the hallway, Uno de Reuter.
I don't want to talk about DeWeeters.
Cleaning lady mutters. She starts digging for something in her pockets. Why not?
Addicts. All of them. And sometimes I hear them screaming.
Winces.
They don't like me cleaning behind their door. Think I'm listening in on their fights.
So sad.
So she doesn't. Not after that one time. There's a that one time here.
We saw unpaid utility bills. Aren't they going to be evicted?
No one likes them in this building. It's only because of the kids they haven't been thrown out. I don't like talking about those people.
He looks down the hallway.
Oh,
She mumbles some kind of a response and then hacks into something into her. Graffito says a farming squad for the rich. A note reads, foreclosed by Martinez Realty Association. Balcony. We can go up to the balcony. Oh, this is locked, I guess. this over here? Someone has torn down the wall. Can we go there?
A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor.
Rub your sides for
A
warmth.
former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to -20 degrees Celsius.
Her face.
Is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression.
The plan.
Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down.
Around yourself.
It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room.
Lovely. Okay, what's this? Ooh, a book. Yeah. Book, 16 Days of Coldest April. The cover features a row of concrete buildings with a monochrome rainbow in the sky. It tells a rather excruciating story about two lovers during a time period of unethic rest in Yugograd. The book has been filed under psychological realism. I find like reading books in this game, I feel like it would be really interesting, but the only problem is that it would take up time, which I don't know if I would have any extra time unless we get to a certain point in the game. You know, if it happens, it happens. See if we can read books in the future. Oh yeah, give me all that. An old grocery list on the table. So we did make it into. I hold left click it. Let's try opening the padlocked room. I'm actually really curious. Have to find out. This one.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. Sounded like a woman. A woman's shoes. A poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
This time the steps come closer. Who is this? Demands a female voice at work. Please open up. Do I have to open the door? You hear the clacking of the heels again as the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is now getting a defensive edge. Do you have a warrant? I'm not obliged to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside.
Okay, Kim. Guess that was the wrong door. Was it this one? Then this one, huh?
This door has been closed with a padlock.
Let's chop
The
it.
chalk-drawn number on the board says,
Oh,
the shackle
yeah.
snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now.
After you, detective.
Ready? In here. A flamboyant poster of a white star, real lithography. Books of critical theory on the monstrosity of capital. Photos of revolutionaries posing with guns. A bullet. And a shirt. What the heck is this? What the heck is this? What the? Items? Where'd my bullet go? Huh? Excuse me? All these boxes, see if it's glitched. Oh. Well, I have a shirt. Conceptualization. What happened to my bullet? Holy moly. No.
Master Investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you?
What do you mean?
Nothing, nothing. You're right. Get in there. Deep. Invade every personal space. Break every lock.
It's my duty as a cop to investigate every square inch of the world.
Attaboy, the world's secrets were made for you. They wait patiently for you to uncover them.
Ah. Oh man, that's funny. Oh, I don't have a thought going. That's unfortunate. So we can do communism, or we can do the Jamrock Shuffle. Temporary research bonus, confusing behavior. By now it's clear you like to look inside containers. You like to open doors and see what's behind them. Maybe secrets? Maybe more juicy containers? Let's be honest, you like all containers. Trash cans, utensil trays, manholes, coat pockets, secret containers left behind by Philippian kings that hold forbidden relics. Okay, you haven't come across one of those yet, but one day. Wait, is that why you're so hellbent on opening containers? Do you think you'll find the Holy Scepter and the Orb de Montagny? I do not know how to pronounce that. Oh, I need to open a slot. That's what I need. Boink. Yeah, internal. Why is that? Cool. Yeah, I think I'm enjoying using my skill points on thoughts.
A plaster cast
More
bust
interesting.
depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Mazov.
Why does the Sen have a bust of Krasmazov in their bedroom?
The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard.
Looks around
How
before mumbling to.
fitting.
He looks around before mumbling to. Him, who's this Krasmazov?
He's known as the father of scientific communism, also known as Mazovianism. His theories about economic history greatly influenced, some would even say sparked, the anti-centennial revolution.
Father Mazov, the hero of the working class.
Whoever lives here definitely shares your enthusiasm.
He leans closer to inspect the photos of the revolution. Oh.
There aren't many communists around, not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
A plaster cast.
Oh, nothing new. Oh. Bubble? Oh, a bubble? Revolutionaries love to pose with their gun.
That isn't just a five-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism, in other words.
Inspect the symbol
The
closer.
star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mazov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Why is the star upside
To
down?
symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it.
What's the deal with the antlers?
The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world, and at the same time above it.
Why white?
Because white is the color of peace.
What does it evoke in me?
Gone. Gone is the glory of hope. Only the scribblings of impoverished students remain in dirty hallways.
No more communism. Okay. I can go to this exit or can check out the bell. Alright, hopefully if the game loads I can see if I have that bullet thing that I got. Bad. Oh, hello.
Hey, up here, Piggo. The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the...
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
We just want to know your name, little lady. No need to get...
And here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
Despite the sass, she puts the brush aside.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at?
She turns her head to face the coast and nods disdainfully toward the woman
Oh, there's someone
performing
there.
maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features.
The woman on the boat
The
does
woman
not...
on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Wild pine trip? Oh, the wild pine
Yes,
trip.
we should go talk to her.
He nods in her direction.
She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing.
Ooh, okay. That's gonna be tough. We don't really have conversationals.
You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to her zone.
What are you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
You don't know what to write?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mono is here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cads. And my name's not Mona, so...
Why are you committed to facing the building?
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation.
I have an opinion on this. Want to hear it?
Yeah?
I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna have to stop you. This is hooliganism. Actually, I don't have an opinion. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come
Hooliganism.
to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of
You can arrest
approval.
someone for hooliganism. You know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein.
Wrinkles her nose.
Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
Is that heavy fuel oil?
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
He says, studying the contents of Cindy's bucket.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
Fumes are bad for you, okay? You better hand it over. That's some clever cultural commentary.
Something to think about next time you're driving around in your pretty little piggy carriage.
So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor.
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art? Like for the body?
Ugh, alright.
Ooh,
Sad
close.
piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military grade handwear. Looked cute as hell.
Little girl in
If
the
you
fishing
haven't
village.
been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time.
He waves her hand in general westward direction. We have to go west. And there's a little girl wearing the gloves there.
No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
He looks at you a little sad, so
Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
makes a note in his.
I ain't no
Actually,
We weren't
Sorry.
put on this
Said the
earth
wrong
to...
thing.
Can't you tell? I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting. Yeah? Thanks.
Not that.
I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of
Oh.
approval.
Can't ask about the paint again.
Watch your back.
My bad. Wanted to see if I could get the paint from her. Oh well. What is this? Oh, that must be the exit door? I'm guessing. The same floor. Probably don't need to go back this way. Oh, it's a different room. Oh, this must be the old lady. The old lady's room. No wonder she's coughing all the time. She lives in here. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate. The rats of the city. Poor lady. No one's been sleeping here. Enough cold to last for several winters. Smells of chemical. Ooh, pants. Yeah. Oh, money. Anything else around here? Bum bum. The door's locked. You can't get in. Money. Oh. Nothing else to do here. How do we get to the other apartments? Must be through the stairs, I guess. This way. Ah, so also I should note that this was the balcony on the other side, I guess. Not the same balcony that the guy was on. Oh, let's... Ah, yes, our new pants. Electrochemistry. Anything new? Ah, we got the detail about the gloves. Smoker balcony, 28. Oh, we're down here. Inside, the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to disassemble it. Perhaps Cape Side Apartments. Rue de Saint Ghislaine, a roundabout north. Oh, what's this? Oh, clothes. This classic double-breasted coat suits everyone, including you. And if you ever find yourself battling winds at the helm of a ship, then the coat's heavy fabric has got your back, even if moths have left a few holes in it. I see. Interesting. Well, we want, I guess, like, we want to equip anything that has to do with increasing our psyche. Looks like there was more construction here once, decades ago. Because once we have that conversation with the Wild Pines rep, we'll be able to converse this.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Oh, conceptualization. Artistic. Okay. Hold on. Conceptualization. What color is that? Oh, okay. Intellect. So light blue. Oh, on this shirt. Anything Intellect base. +1 psyche if we take speed. -1 morale though. +1 to motorics too. Should we take some speed? We have 5 uses in it. Intellect, health. We did use the smoke. This is psyche. I rolled it in. Oh, we should use this. This will only take 1 to minus health, so that's actually really good for us. Right? Actually perfect. Oh, we should turn this on. Fires for now. Definitely safer than using speed though. I wanna take this. Let's actually I'll do it white when we take it.
In your hand,
Oh.
Pyrrolidon, the double rainbow of synthetic hallucinogens, rare and gritty, a product of the age of atomic power.
Sorry, what I was trying to say was that I'll probably take it right before the conversation, so look at the little puck of liquid.
What a funny little cap. Don't let the scary medical warnings throw you off. It's an inadequate antidote to radiation poisoning, but a potent antidote to boredom.
Wait, radiation poisoning sounds scary.
It's not gonna give you radiation poisoning, stupid. Pyrrolidon is a perfect match for a badass junkie cop who's looking for a little heat.
Open the cap.
The container is warm to the touch. Or is that just the anticipation? You screw the lid open and look. A little slit on the side lets you just slurp it up. Like an oyster. Come on, slurp it.
Slurp it aggressively. Wait, won't Kim see me slurp it?
What is he? Your mother? Is Kim your au pair? Slurp it. Slurp the morsel of danger joy.
Well, let's slurp it only but a little.
You suck a minuscule
Ooh.
drop of extremely chemical smelling liquid into your mouth. There, it seeps into
There
your
we go.
tongue. When you swallow, it's already almost all gone.
Tastes like fire. Tastes like an anti-radiation drug.
It tastes like many things, all melted into one conflagration in the back of your throat. As you look around, the world slowly exists as it did before. Only now, gentle flames lick at its edges, as though it were a photo burning.
Well, I guess we're taking it right now, but at least it will help with the conceptualization here. Oh geez, on fire?
Not really. It's just a metaphor. The effect of that otherworldly drop of liquid is slower, more subtle than that of real flames, yet just as warm. This warmth, it makes you want to share your discovery with Kim.
Share with Kim. Ha ha! Kim, I just did a drop of anti-radiating drug. It's great. Will I be able to stand straight and walk? This is going to be so useful in my line of work.
Why not? This government-developed substance seems very non-intrusive. You could even operate heavy machinery. Fire machinery.
Fire machinery.
Please don't actually operate any fire machines.
Let's tell Kim about it.
I'm
Why
happy
not?
for you.
I'm happy for you,
His
he
glasses
answers.
turn golden as the fire reflects off the lenses. You feel this man is your brother. Just don't mix it with anything, he thinks, looking you over. Thankfully, his sense of balance seems okay. Whatever. I'm not getting involved. Wow. Kim's badass. Or he's had a druggy partner. Whoa. That's probably it. He's seen it before. Look at all these guys
Oh my
go off like
goodness.
fireworks as information pours into you. About the lieutenant's simple remark. I'm happy for you. This stuff is great. Already you
Well,
can
that was
tell
fun,
you're
I
going
guess.
to be slurping a lot more Pyrrolidon. This stuff is going to give you insight into that little flickering light hidden in all human beings.
Alright.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see
Only
here.
3% still. Very low. Why though? Why? We need way more than that, huh? I guess 1 is pretty low. think about it. Yeah, because we're only at 3, and 3 is like average. Oh well,
Just
let's
an
try it.
ordinary wall. Nothing to check.
Darn.
Why?
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
Oh, why not? Kim? Huh? Oh. Hey, let me pick it up. Oh, yay. Garbage. The garbage. Oh, yeah. Forgot, I should, I need my bag equipped at all times, because I think that box wasn't, clickable until I had my bag on. Yay, magnesium. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. Very nice. Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint Ghislaine. Okay. Right, I guess we're talking about this. Your room in the whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. Volume a bit, it might. Alrighty, let's talk to this person. Let's hold off for 1 second though. I want to make sure I increase everything that has, my psyche. Reaction speed, rhetoric. Oh, we need rhetoric. Drama. Better than this shirt. Suggestion? Conceptualization. Probably don't need conceptual. Spirit decor. That I think. Logic. Logic might be good. Better than drama, I think. Composure. Down on subwoofer. I feel like composure might be useful. Logic, authority. Drama, a bit dry, visual calculus. A spirited core, shivers. Okay, let's put on that jacket instead. Electrochemistry, suggestion. Might need that. Yeah. Put on the jacket instead. Okay. Half-light down is fine. Don't need reaction speed. Logic. Don't want to lower suggestion. Losing authority would be bad too. Need pink up. Rhetoric need. Okay. All we have. -1 drama from the shade. Just take this off. I don't think I need visual calculus either. Half-light is fine. Overall fair. Composure though. Okay, that's fine. I think. Intellect. We could use the smokes also to gain intellect. That might be useful too. Right. Okay. Oh. Use it. There we go. Perfect. Damage health. Fine. Okay, now I think we're off. We're at the best we can be, so we'll leave it at that for now. Right.
A
Voice.
striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds her hand over the railing.
I'm
Man.
glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
Like steel, there is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear,
He
madame.
opens his notebook.
My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting.
Turns to you unfazed.
I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
Looks at the deck under her feet. Green-white sails flutter overhead. Not a lot of people on boats are there.
Of course there are.
Looks around.
We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
What do you mean archipelago?
I mean, we are on Le Caillou, are we not?
He raises her brow. Well, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle.
The lieutenant becomes defensive.
It's for crossing long distances in the greater Ravachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this.
Oh,
A
in fact,
toy, I
the
mean.
ca-
It's a
cabin
machine for
hardtop.
crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
Do you have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
Her lips curl into her wry smile.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
You have a license for this boat.
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
Good enough
Why
for
wouldn't
me.
it be? This is Revachol, Wayfair Act and all. Anyone can drive a boat.
I think I have a handle on the boat
Good.
thing. She takes a sip of her thermal cup. Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
Okay, so what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things, and that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
Go to the east toward the harbor. How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20
Wow.
billion real in revenue.
A billion?
My brain cannot comprehend a billion. That's it? I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big time. Haha. What exactly is a billion? Wow.
20 billion
wanna
is a
sound dumb.
large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments.
Whip hits the sloop. She grasps the mainstay.
A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Where does Wild Pines get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
What does a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners? Who are
Usually a little
responsible
smile.
for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
8% of all the cargo in the world? That's quite the endeavor indeed.
There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
I wonder if I can look at this. Oh, I can. Okay. The 15th Indo tribe. Wild Pines, Field, Cooperus, Tricentennial, Villiers, and La Salle. Names of the Revacholian industries spring into your head, set loose at the mention of Wild Pines. Royal monopolies, octopuses, and swordfish, most of them gone now. YBP, Expander, St. Baptiste, Brightest Star, Lume, or LUM, Resplendent, East Insulindic, Welter, and El Cassette. But isn't one missing? Wait, no. There were only 14. Then why do you feel like there's a 15th in it? Huh. Thing?
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about this strike?
Everything. Right up to,
Smiles.
but not including, trade secrets.
What if I want to hear trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus. I will slay it. How do I repeal it then?
Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol. But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What's your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Oh, you mean Measurehead? Huh. So the strike is connected to the lynching. I want to say the most important thing
Yes,
first.
I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later.
Her eyes narrow.
She's resolute in this, yet you sense that she wants to tell you. You'll have to earn her trust first.
Measurehead?
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
She leans back and rolls her eyes. How are the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago.
He thinks.
Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
He looks at his notes.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What happened to this to Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it?
She pauses to compose herself.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
That's unfortunate. What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
I don't know what to think about that.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines Group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
Yeah, it just seems unpractical. Like, how would you make any decisions?
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, People are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from
Lieutenant looks up
whom
from
did
his
you
notes.
hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Her reply comes quick.
This checks out.
The scabs at the gate, did you put them there? What do you think of Everard?
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
If you were to prick it with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
It's not like you're about to take a rapier to him. That's Everard, alright. He's not that bad. Everard is hero of the workers' movement. I mean, I should agree with her, right?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
I remember hearing something about this Edgar. Wait, there's two of him?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself outside of the Brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
He hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
The lieutenant says succinctly.
Refreshingly honest, officer.
He nods.
The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
He turns to you.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see.
He explains.
Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
An effective advocate for the rights of local working men, a giant leech looking at the life of Rivershell, basically a socialist mob. I prefer not to have an opinion on these.
Of course, officer.
One more thing. You said something happened in the
I'm
elections?
glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever.
Strange.
End of story.
This forewoman, her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name.
Whoa.
She's just forewoman in private correspondence. Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name. And I don't have access to the union's files. Does it?
Wow, I
The
was gonna
company
click eerie.
suspects foul play. But there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point
Very
of the
weird.
presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
The scabs of the gate, did you put them
The
there?
scabs?
He raises her brow.
You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock come to plead for work where the union refuses to?
Don't let her answer it herself.
Let's call them strikebreakers. You put them there, right? You're right. I don't know what got into me. Some of that degenerate dock worker lingo has rubbed off its directions. Let's call them strikebreakers. You put them there,
If
right?
these strikebreakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
That's all I need here, I guess.
Of course. How else can I help?
By the way, I've talked to Everard Clare.
You have. And how did
Ask
you
carefully.
like Mr. Clare?
Finally, Time to choose sides.
He's a beautiful man, beautiful and just. Ever declared the heroes of workers' movement. He's a champion I've sworn fealty to. He's a bloated rainbow socialist. I can do business with him, for a socialist he's reasonable. He's not the champion I have chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you in the cause of the capital. I mean, I didn't really, right? Because, like she was saying, he's probably, like, taking money from the workers while pretending to be on their side, right?
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually...
She answers her own question.
Corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, Verm-like corruption. Reaching into the bowels of the earth.
He looks at the ground and nods.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt Verm myself.
She turns to
However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be,
well,
gossiping.
Tell her she'll like you for it.
Ever is helping me find my gun. That's not a good thing to say, I think. I don't think I want to share that. Talk about something
Of course,
else.
Detective.
She simmers down.
Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help
Breakthrough
you
imminent. What can you tell me about this
with? Quite a
lynching?
few things, I'm afraid.
He falls silent for a moment, contemplating something.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective?
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
See.
I was increasingly worried.
So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
It's possible. After a heavy night of drinking, I lost all my memory of life in the world. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. Explode the city, nothing. I mean, I don't remember anything.
Oh dear.
That was confusing sadness, even.
Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his
Lieutenant
technique may
interjects.
be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator.
Ooh.
She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
That's all good, though. Suggestion? Bonus from items, Psyche base 3. I could level up now. The red check, too. I really want to be able to do this without having to... 83. Okay. What kind of arrangement would it be?
I mean, favors for favors. A dirty alliance of some sort.
Okay. A dirty alliance. I raised it. 92. Let's go.
Easy. Just offer her a favor. Like I said, nice and dirty.
Really, there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you.
Puts
If
on her
I'm going
thermal
to
cup.
break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones.
Drug trade.
Or You can recover
about
your
the cup back
badge.
up.
Though, if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Lieutenant closes his notebook. Excuse us for a moment.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
This is because I keep saying none of the above to political stuff, isn't it?
It's also about that, but it's also more. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin, but something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
Where's the Kingdom of Conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do you bring about those circumstances?
Incrementally. Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
What about all the things that are wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the Kingdom of Conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. What sang-froid? What a fucking joke.
Oh my gosh. Electrochemistry likes to live in the present. Very understandable for what it is. Oh wait, is the Kingdom of Conscience really about doing things or just preserving the status quo?
Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
Do I believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and blood? I mean, no, because there has to be some sort of conflict for things to change for the better, right?
Then you've never lived through real chaos. Sometimes, in the face of great disaster, defending the status quo is progress.
Okay, but what's the Kingdom of Conscience actually like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The Kingdom of Conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Man, that sounds kind of terrible. I don't think I want to be a moralist anymore. That seems fine. I still want to live for the present, though. I mean... I just want to live in the present, I guess.
What is immaterial. The Kingdom of Conscience is coming, whether you like it or not. Only very slowly.
Okay, sure, empathy.
The Jamrock Shuffle. In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers. Most of them are from Jamrock or Coal City, the poorest parts of Revachol, that also overlap with the network of royal catacombs called Le Royaume, just beneath the streets. As children, you would all go underground, hoping to find treasure, and come back with a rat's tail or a used needle. That playful curiosity must still be in you. Who knows, maybe one day the Orbe de Montagne, the Holy Scepter, and the Cocaine Skull will all be yours.
Orbe de Matang. Something like that. Find better loot in locked containers. Ooh. Very cool. The 15th Indo tribe. Let's internalize this. Yeah, boy. Very curious about that. There's something she wants to tell you. You just have to present her with your badge here. Or perhaps if you did her a favor, you could waive off the formality. Whatever the case, you need to know. Let's talk to Kim. Quick.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
Lieutenant's voice is hushed. How did you hope it will go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep
Oh,
her off balance,
sorry.
and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
I thought it was going so well.
This woman is running circles around
I'm
us.
bad at this.
She might have
I'm
known
sorry,
about
Kib.
your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
What do you propose? That we don't investigate the drug trafficking? We could just, find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. You could
Right.
request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
What do you propose that we don't investigate?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But
Yes,
do not
bosses.
share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching.
What I propose we ask her, then we investigate. Do not share the outcome of this investigation. So don't tell her. We'll let her know we did it so that she can give us information first, right?
You're back. Good.
It looks like the
What can
river's
I
on the
help
water
you with?
surface.
Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
That's her wet ring.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards she's standing on, and on the water around you.
I could use a coat like that. The rain is freezing.
Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water, almost magically. The company makes them for offshore platform personnel. Very sturdy. What I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day.
Give the material another pat. Okay. Tell me about this alleged drug
It's
trafficking.
quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samaran Isla into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Shit, yeah, baby. It's the party
Oh
pipeline.
my gosh.
Why would you want to shut that down?
Why are you trying to shut down the party pipeline? Let me get this straight. The materials come from Samara to Revachol through the terminal. Why are you trying to shut down the party pipeline, huh?
I assure you, officer, these are not the sort of parties you'd want to attend.
She has no idea what kind of parties you've been to.
Yes, after they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
And you want us to investigate.
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
What do you mean?
The lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they are vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Gives you a knowing look.
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance in bright daylight, upstream where it's clearer.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier?
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
Nelson points toward the roundabout. No coincidence that the lorries are stranded there like that, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However,
Pause is looking.
this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the trade committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue.
Looks north.
Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
A cold breath rushes in from the bay, making its way down the alleyways and potholed streets. From Martinez to Jamrock, in the traffic you hear the clinking of glass vials, concealed beneath tarpaulin. Or is it just your teeth chattering in the cold?
A lot of it. It comes in from large Samaran factories in South Safre, Sigai, and Sinyao. The literage they must get from this terminal alone must be oceanic.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Tract and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
Okay, what proof do you have that the Union is involved?
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
Do you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, but she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
We already have some suspicion that one of the drivers was present at the...
The two might even be connected.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager to hear it.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done.
Okay, I made up my mind about the smuggling investigation.
Yes?
We'll take the case, probe the drivers, and see what it yields.
Excellent.
It's a long sip of...
According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Takes another long sip from her seemingly bottomless thermal cup. Do you know something about these tattoos?
That's the man who was killed.
She always takes a photo, but then
I'm
stops.
afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So, you know something about the tattoos?
Better not tie the 4th day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can... That's the man who was killed. Better not tie the 4th day to the
Doesn't
bat's
want to
day
talk
on
about
this.
it. Okay.
I hope there is something
Usually
else
smart.
I
I need
can help you
someone
with.
to give me a lowdown on this reality work.
This reality.
Related to that medical episode, I have trouble remembering even the terms of it.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy now that I think of it.
He puts down her thermal cup and looks at you.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
RCM uses unjacketed amp. RCM. Fair decor. Supplementization. What is resource fundamental? Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby.
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
What is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol.
He looks around.
A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock.
Green raincoat flapping in.
You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution.
Drugs.
It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me more about Martinez.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has
Closes
changed.
her eyes.
There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
Mention a sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes. We're
Are we
on
near
an
the-
island in an ocean. The world's largest body of water. The Insulindic.
What's the name of this island?
Caillou. As you already know.
Looks to the waters.
Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea. Misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch. The Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her.
Okay, that's Martinez. Pebble.
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
What kind of city is Revachol?
The great kind.
What makes Revachol great?
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Okay, who built this?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
When was Revachol built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
And why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Why here?
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So we're in an unimportant part of an important place.
I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about...
It points to the across the water where the skyscrapers.
A collection of tall ghosts behind the water vapor, light reflecting off their glass windows.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
To the sea.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Where are we?
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
You watch as you close your eyes.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask,
He turns.
about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
You're right, Lieutenant.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? Of course, Detective. Take care.
Okay. So we talked to her for a bit, and I feel like this is something we can do later, since it's not necessarily pertaining to the case. And We can get a more of a lowdown with reality. Maybe when we find some extra time. Jamais vu. I think that's how you pronounce that. Reversal Special Administrative Region. Le Caillou. Le Caillou. In Indian Ocean Coalition Government, Indian Mission Command. Name after name, and none of them seem familiar. They seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. Pruvant, the Apricot Company, World Games 34. You can almost see your hand reaching out for them. Scratch at the corners to see if they peel loose. This feels like the most important of all the thoughts. The one you must truly must complete. The jam mystery. Okay. We need to interrogate the drivers. Alright. Let's see if there's anything else we can do. Around here. This down here. Ah. This is right where... above. This is the bookshop, right? Yeah. How do we get to those other apartments, though? Oh, this lady's still... Talk to her. See if there's anything new.
The woman before.
Hold on a moment. Happened. Oh, let's check our map, actually. I want to see what things we can check. Go container door, Annette. Oh, we can redo Annette. Suggestion. Guess we leveled up suggestion. Let's try talking to Annette in a second.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
What are you missing here? Why does this feel familiar?
You have absolutely no idea.
Oh.
Familiar? How? You must have forgotten something you heard again.
Dang, that's disappointing. Whoa! Cryptozoologist's wife. What is this suggestion thing? I don't remember. That's asking for a sandwich. I don't really need to do that. Boarded door. Physical instrument. Trash container. These are not necessary. Cafeteria window. Reception site. This is not time yet, so maybe we can check on that later. Shivers legendary. Oh yeah, this Shivers check. Wanted to see do that again. Choice Messier. Novelty dice maker. Okay. Let's check on the novelty dice maker. There's an easier way to get in, if I remember correctly. Levishul. Oranje. Oh, can I check these? Yeah.
You see a set of tire tracks in the ground
Visual
slush
calculus.
that covers.
Bad. This is the store, I think. Yeah. I think this one takes us to the dice maker. But yeah, I think we have high shivers, so we should go. This is still like I don't have the right tool for this.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand crank. You slip your fingers under. No. If you want to try again.
Yeah. It's gonna work, right?
This orange machine is dead still.
Yeah.
It has.
Don't need to worry about that. It was up here, right? No, that's the way out. I think it was to the right. Where the dice maker is. Back. Dark. My flashlight. Where's the... Oh, what's... Eh. Oh, I guess I was over here. Ah, I remember now. Okay. It was to the right, but it was not on this floor. It's the same floor as the, where they had all the D&D. This way. Oh. Anything newer? Talk to her.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Where's the chick?
How did I be? Some of my friends were. I've grown crafty over
there it
the
is.
years. You like
Why hasn't your
dice
business
if you
failed?
get them
Shivers.
from me.
Let's, swap some clothes. Shivers. Shivers. Double check. Alright. Pretty good. We don't have any leveling down shivers, right? 1 shivers. Ah, 7.
Oh, it's you again. How did I be? Some of my friends. I've grown crafty over the years.
Yeah.
You like your
Yeah.
dice if you get.
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
This is still just a theory, but hear me out. I think I know why your business hasn't failed.
Didn't we already talk about this?
Yes, as the wind continues to seep through the cracks in the old chimney. Because you're not in the same building as others. This isn't technically the Doom commercial.
What are you talking about? My address is
here.
exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture, its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
No, this used to be a coal plant. Touch the safety curtain. You're in a chimney of another building.
This doesn't make any sense.
She looks around the makeshift nest that she has carved out for herself, Beowulf.
Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
I'm just using logic. It's windy in here. You probably haven't sealed the chimney crown. It has a different address in the heart of the city. Let's say I have my own methods.
You're right. I should take a trip to the roof once the snow is gone. Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Rest assured, no psychic attacks will reach you. She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face. What?
Do you know what this is?
Teresa's trying to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. Your lucky charm? Some kind of ward? Looks like a regular piece of jewelry to me.
It's a mourning ring.
He replies.
I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan.
See, the curse is real. I bet you didn't run this little jewelry shop from the protected depths of the chimney. Why are you telling me this?
It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what?
She
That
closes
it
her
was
eyes.
all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
Don't call it a dump. You've made it nice and cozy in here.
Yeah.
There's
Or
a
maybe
weird window
it's
not
the
here.
entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls. It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending, or an entirely different world.
Takes a pair of dice from the table and very interesting thought. Like, every time you take a chance, right? And you make a moment. You could have made a different moment, which can... Like, I guess life is made up of different moments, and depending on how it's weaved together, you know, you get different opportunities opened up to you, and the opposite too. There's things you can't do when you take a certain path, right?
But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
Gives you a tired smile. A precarious world. All red checks fail? 4 hours of red check failing. Oh my gosh. Dude, I wonder what this will do, though. Seems like the point of this game is victory. The absence of defeat on all fronts. Victory in the business of ventures and creative undertaking. Victory in love and over other people. Political victory. Ideological victory. Heck, even sexual victory. Definitely a lot of object-based victories, too. Having things and not losing them. One problem, though. Not a lot of victors in sight. Everyone's mostly losing. Why is that? How do you not lose? So interesting. That's a very interesting thought. I think I want to do that one next. Jamais Vu is probably very important, so we probably need to do that first, but... Okay. I want to check to see if having this conversation with the dice maker will change anything. With the little library lady. Oh, a ball! I found a ball! Wait. You can give that to the army guy. No sane person would ever put their head into... Oh, haircut?
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits. Yes, the Simonees are very... Oh, there are numerous spells cast... Yes, the wards help to keep the doom at bay.
The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's...
Goodness, you were already...
She smiles.
Okay, I guess she doesn't really want to talk about it. Alrighty then. Okay, so I think we'll stop here. Oh, I can give the guy the ball. So we'll definitely do that next time. And yeah, this is Disco Elysium. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.